Hey, what's going on, Nashville Propel? Come on in here. It's Wednesday. It's our Access Denied show. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all know what time it is. This is our Access Denied show where we talk about the issues that parents and grandparents care the most about. Want to know what's keeping you awake at night. But today is special in so many ways. So I'm gonna do something a little different. First of all, I want to congratulate our own John Little, who is a proud papa, and I'm a BB.
Yep, excuse me, I'm sitting on my bed right now. So just
Lord, we're gonna have to give him look. All of us has been parents on here. Larry and Torbert, y'all done slept on them hospital beds at night. Pope John, Lord help him, Jesus.
And the thing about it is, his baby was born the same day my son was born.
Oh,
Yeah,
we got all these Pisces on here.
we just keep it in the family.
Keeping it in a family. Congratulations, John and Brittany. You know, we love you guys. You know, the first when I first saw him, the only thing I could think about was we got another movement builder. So
You already know we're gonna be on them streets.
yes. We are waiting on one guest. We got a little technical issue, but I want to move along. I'm very excited about today. And Joyce says, congratulations and good morning. If everybody could like and share and make sure we get everybody on here because we don't want people to miss this today. But I'm very excited to have our special guests, some people that I have much respect for in the community, some people that I admire their work for what they do because it's true from the heart. And it takes all of us together to truly make a change. And so I am just excited about today's show. So on February the 28th, I like to say that Black history was continued. And we had the privilege and honor to be a part of, I think, something that was eye-opening to the world, something that we all knew because we get up every day facing these challenges. But it was an honor to be a part of Soledad O'Brien's production. She is the executive director, executive producer for Soledad O'Brien Productions. And so she had this vision about really amplifying the inequities, the inequalities, and the systemic racism that is happening in many of our cities. And one of them was a episode here in Nashville where the school to prison pipeline was basically like exposed here. I think a lot of people knew, right? And it goes on in a lot of cities, but I don't think that people knew to what extent the zip code of 37208 was experienced. I, for one, was born. I always tell people my address, 1714 Simpkins Street, born right there in 37208. A lot of my friends have gone on home and have been exposed to the tragedies in this city. And I still have a lot of friends that live on that street, Chris and Nub, and we call it the 23rd crew. But I'm glad to have Gideon's Army represented here by Mr. Larry Turner. I love Mr. Larry Turnley. I love to watch his work and admire him. First of all, as a man. So yeah, I'm on here, right, with all these men. We got to let Lager in here too, because I'm on here with all these men by myself. But y'all know I love Black men because you're powerful. You are powerful and we need you. So I honor you today. Larry, thank you for being with us. And then we have none other. We got to get you in here. Miss Lagra Newman, who, there she is, who was also featured. Someone that I look up to as a mentor, as a Black woman of power, and someone who is taking that neighborhood in 37208 and educating our children because they have not receive the education that they need. And so we got a powerhouse crew with John, who you guys know is our outreach director for Nashville Propel. And then my friend, my ace, my colleague, Torvis Garner, who is paving the way and showing what Black men can do in our organization. So welcome, welcome, and welcome, guys. And I just want to just see how you guys been holding up for the week. And I'll start with Lagra. How you been holding up, girl? What's been going on in the week? What's been going on? COVID-19. How is Nyla doing? Let's see how you're doing for a minute.
Yes. So first of all, it's such an honor to be here. I have so much admiration and respect for everyone that I see on the screen. So much. And you, Sonia, I mean, a powerhouse and advocate for our family and our community. Thank you for always showing up. We had a board meeting last night and our families were out there, and Sonia, you came and spoke on behalf of Purpose Prep. So I just can't tell you just how much I appreciate your just constant advocacy and the way you represent for our community. I'm doing okay. You know, what can I say? You know, we're all just doing the best that we can during this time. It's obviously challenging. I have a 2-year-old, Niall, and I'm just constantly trying to find the gems of this period. Like, what are we supposed to learn during this time? What are we supposed to do during this time to make our world better? Right. So I think this pandemic illuminated a lot of the challenges that were already prevalent that, you know, Black people already knew. It elevated racist systems even more. And I think it illuminated just the negative effect that our country has from like an individualistic standpoint. So there's just been a lot of learning that I think our nation has been able to take on during this time. And I've been a part of that, trying to figure out what more we can do, how we can better support our communities, and not only how we can just survive during this time, but how we can create the type of opportunities that allow us to thrive, because we deserve that. We have so much potential and power within our community, and we deserve to thrive and to not be threatened by the systems that constantly seek to harm us.
Yes, thank you so much. And my guy, somebody I've been watching for a while, Mr. Larry, Mr. LT, welcome. How you been holding up, man? What's been going on this week with you?
First, it's an honor and a pleasure to be among, fighters in this city and people who have not given up on our youth. And coming from where I come from, I'm out here on the bonus because I was sentenced to life in 1996 in the feds, and my out date was deceased. So, being that I did get another opportunity to get out here and do the right thing and make things right from my past, it's just an honor to be amongst, greatness. And I salute all y'all. And with Gideon's Army, we coming off the heels of this past weekend where we fed the community at 5 different locations. We fed over here in Cheatham Place, also Andrew Jackson, Cumberland View. Then we was at on Clarksville Highway at Gideon City, and also on Buck County. And we was able to feed like 800 meals. And I think the name of the place is Rhythm. I don't know the last name, and my apologies to the brother. It's a Jamaican restaurant behind
Rhythm and Spice.
Rhythm and Spice. There you go, behind Mahara. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them for I'm talking about they put together a delicious meal, and the community enjoyed it, and I just appreciate being a part of all that right there. And my week been great. I'm trying. I'm still navigating out here, trying to get acclimated to society. There's a lot of things, I'm constantly, trying to learn, and being a returning citizen, it's a lot of obstacles that's in the way, but that will not deter me or make me get discouraged. So it's just an honor just to be an example for the young men who out here who look up to me, I just want to continue to be an example for them. So, again, thank y'all for allowing me to be on this call with y'all.
No, thank you. Thank you for, I may have some feedback. No, thank you, LT. First of all, you represent the people that we represent. We love you. And I know you said it's hard to get acclimated. Just know that you're amongst family. Anything you need from us, we got your back. So thank you for sharing with us and being vulnerable. Torvis, what's up? How's your week been going?
My week is going fine. I've been getting a lot of messages, a lot of information out there. Once the documentary came out, a lot of people knew what was going on, but they didn't know it was that bad. And some people didn't know at all. So it's either you knew or you didn't know it was that bad.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a lot of conversation going on about it. And it's good to see you again, LT. I met LT in the streets over at the fish fry in 37208 with Chris Purtle. And I'm just excited to have, everybody on this call is so powerful. I put an image on Facebook yesterday. It was me, LT, and Chris. I was like, this is a powerful image right here with my little girl, because we was all fighting in the streets for these kids. And my little girl was right there recipient of it, which represented the parents and the kids that we out here fighting for. And Miss Newman, nice to meet you. And I'm just excited to be able to have this conversation today.
Wonderful. John, I don't know if you want to, I think you already done told us your couch. Did baby stay up? How your week going, John? I can't leave you out. You might need a little therapy session right now.
Yeah, week is going great. I mean, we had a natural birth with no medicine. Baby came out, we're trying to do the natural feeding. And so it's just been a good experience. I'm a little tired, but I got the Kool-Aid smile all day because I'm happy.
And we're happy for you. I just want to take the opportunity. First of all, there's this myth in Nashville that we as Black leaders can't work together. And so it's a lie. It's a thought. And sometimes thoughts turn into actions. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. So what makes me so proud is that we are showing people that we can work together. And I just want to give a moment to allow Lagra and to allow LT to kind of talk about, you talk about purpose prep a little bit, your vision, your mission, and then LT, if you could talk about Gideon's Army a little bit after her.
Absolutely. Congrats, John. What an exciting time. So purpose prep, I'm here and we're still virtual. So I'm in a huge space and definitely missing our students and scholars. We made the decision to continue to be virtual. We're confident in that decision for continuity of instruction for our families and our scholars and just to keep them safe. That's been our number one priority. And we know, Purpose Prep serves about 98% of our students are African American, and we know that our community is disproportionately impacted by this pandemic. So it's important that we are vigilant about doing whatever it takes to keep our children, our families safe during this time. So as much as I miss, the energy that's usually in this space, I definitely know that we're making the right decision by staying virtual at this point and really protecting everyone. That being said, very proud of the work that we've been doing at Purpose Prep. We are in our 8th year of operation. We launched in 2013 with just kindergarten, and we've grown up to 4th grade to be a full elementary school. We serve predominantly the North Nashville community, and we came to North Nashville in particular because there's an education crisis. Children are not being served adequately by the education system. We're seeing that less than a quarter, so less than 25% of children leave 4th grade heading to middle school on grade level. And that's unacceptable. We know that our children are capable of so much more. And so we really have to invest in our education system. We really have to be critical about those individuals that we're hiring, getting the best teachers into schools, and creating institutions that hold children to the high expectations that they're capable of rising to. And that's exactly what we've done at Purpose Prep. Our students are top performing in the state. We're very proud about that. And really what we believe and what we attribute that to is high quality instruction, challenging our children up to their grade level and even beyond their grade level, because we know that they're absolutely capable about that or to achieve that. There's been a study that's been done by the New Teacher Project called the Opportunity Myth. And basically what it discovered is that some of the reasons why children were falling below grade level is because the work and assignments that were being put in front of them were significantly below their grade level. And so that goes to low expectations. Teachers were not putting challenging, rigorous work in front of students that they were capable of. And so, of course, if you're, being put work that's grade levels below where you should be, you're never getting to where you ultimately need to be or are capable of being. And that's absolutely unacceptable at Purpose Prep. Again, we challenge our students. In kindergarten, they are reading texts, they are having conversations, and we've been able to transfer a lot of those instructional practices virtually. So they're having guided reading conversations about texts that they're reading. They're engaging in story problems in mathematics, in story problems across multiplication, addition, subtraction. So really continuing to push our scholars kindergarten through 4th grade so that they can continue to achieve and reach the full potential that they're capable of. And a few other aspects about Purpose Prep: really strong professional development for our teachers, very diverse staff of teachers that are really committed to our children, and really strong partnerships with our families. They're constantly engaging in this work alongside us, repping for us, supporting us, and we're advocating for them and their children. So it's really a collaboration of support that's come together to make sure that our children get the quality education that they deserve. And what I'll say is that while Purpose Prep has been proud to be a proof point, we understand that all schools should be high achieving for our children. All schools should have strong teachers, strong curriculum, strong professional development, high expectations. Like, that's not something that should just be in one school. It should be across the entire school district so that all children can have that opportunity to rise to their fullest potential.
And thanks, Lagra. Thanks for all that you're doing. Thanks for telling the truth. Thanks for being brave enough to do it. And LT, I'll let you tell us about Gideon's Army and the work that you guys are doing. You guys fed all those people this weekend. I commend it. Let us know when we can come out and help too. We've got to do this together. We got y'all's back. So let us know. But tell us a little bit about the vision and mission. Why was Gideon's Army created? And we'd love to hear that.
All right. Yes. Gideon's Army was created to intercede the school to prison pipeline, because so many of our students was getting expelled, and we know once our children are not in school, to give them opportunities to like all youth become mischievous, and they just looking for something to get into. And in most cases, if they steal a car, they find a gun. Then one thing leads to another. So our founder, Rashida Fatuga, took it upon herself to after one of her students was murdered, to put forth the energy as well as the right program to address the issues that's affecting our community, which is, our youth getting thrown away. And we work on various fronts, like with our violence interrupters over in Dodge City. We with the help of most of our brothers who we have invested in, and that's what's missing out here. And our city don't invest in the community. However, I found Rashida, she invested in the community. She invested in me to give me a job to be out here and use my talent and my skill to curb gun violence, as well as share my experiences with the community, and hopefully it'll curb them or turn them away from making some of the bad choices or bad decisions that I made. So, shout out to Rashida for the work that she has done, and for being a trailblazer in this city. And also, before I get too far, I want to thank Purpose Prep and Lagra because they featured me. I think it was last year during Black History Month. They let me know, make a video and speak to their students during Black History Month, and I truly appreciate that opportunity. And what I do with Gideon's Army, I'm about to roll out our re-entry program, and I want to. I'm over here, as y'all see, over here by Cheatham. So if y'all see me looking around and whatnot, I'm just being, observant of my surroundings.
Right.
Yeah. But so Rashida, she allowed me to do my re-entry program, and it's coming off real big. I got a brother right now, been down 43 years, and he his name is Tommy. I think Tommy Warren. He's been down 43 years. And when he went up for his last parole hearing, the lieutenant governor showed up, and which has made his case kind of political. So I'm in the works of trying to help this brother get out. I'm not gonna disclose too much information, but that, I'm finna help you, trying to help this brother, know what I'm saying, get out here on this side. And also, I've been helping various people who got children or adult sons who locked up, and helping them navigate that situation, because in most times, don't nobody know how to deal with or interact with the criminal justice system if you've never been a part of it. And in most cases, we just, know what I'm saying, it just spring up on us. So, it's a lot of families that I do help out here as relates to having children incarcerated. And we just doing a whole lot. Metro, MDHA, they are in talks with us about spreading from North Nashville and going to other parts of the city.
Yes.
And we need the city, know what I'm saying, to reach out to the mayor's office and let them know, the importance of having Gideon's Army outside of Nashville, East Nashville, West Nashville, or wherever, know what I'm saying, our people are highly concentrated at. Gideon's Army need to be there. So if people can reach out to the city and let them know that we trying to, know what I'm saying, not just be out north, we trying to be all over.
Yes, and thank you for that great work. I don't know if I'm getting feedback there. Am I getting feedback? A little bit. Okay. Everybody else mute real quick. I think we gotta. Okay. So thank you for sharing. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about Nashville Propel. We are a parent-led and parent-organized organization. Our mission is to organize our parents. This is what we know. Our parents love their children. We hadn't met one yet that doesn't. And we know that parents have been advocating for their children for many years in a system that was not made for them, that is actually working the way that it was set up. And so we're developing them as a powerful parent leaders, and we're igniting a movement, y'all, that demands equitable education, policies, and practices right here in Nashville, public education. And so our vision is that Nashville will have a world-class education system with schools that are doing exactly what Lagra is doing, with schools that will prevent the school to prison pipeline, that will teach our children how to read so that they can learn. And so we are thankful for the opportunity to be, in a city of such powerful Black leaders who are sounding the alarm, as I always call it, to the problem, but demanding that change happens. And so I just want to talk about disrupt and dismantle, and wanted to know, after that happened, like, what's been a response for you guys? Like, what are you guys been hearing from the community about the show? I think it came on again last night, or it was live on the BET app. So I want to kind of just, hear what you guys have been hearing from the community. And Torvis, you can go ahead and go.
Okay, yeah, I've been hearing from the community. It was some people are just, like I said, this in shock and awe that this is happening right here in Nashville, and they didn't know really too much about it. It's not really talked about. Then you have some just okay, yeah, it's been going on. It's been need to be exposed. I think on the national platform it was exposed and it was really showed exactly what was really going on with so many different organizations coming together and having different parts saying different parts. It just came like a full circle. Some people were just like stunned. It was like it's shocked that there are actually kids out here that have to go through this stuff. I met the child that was on there in Mount Carmel, and I had no idea he was going through that. We had a conversation with him. I met him, but to see him on there and hear his story, LT story, to see that the Purpose Prep, what they're doing out there, it's just good. And to feel the power, the energy that's going into actually helping these kids. We're not out here by ourselves. We all are coming together, and more people are being aware. So that's what we need to bring more awareness, more people stepping up and stepping out to find out how they can help with this situation.
Yeah, Torvis, and just to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying, hey, J. Dub Williamson. And so to piggyback off what you're saying, you're right. A lot of people have been saying that they just really didn't know, right? They knew that there was a problem, but Soledad did a beautiful job of really highlighting how the system is failing. And to that point, when we think about what's going through legislation at this point, with the Tennessee legislation, with the discipline bill that's going through, it's really scary. There's a bill that's going through the state that's called the Teachers Discipline Act. And so everybody on this call know what that means, right? We know what's up with that. We know what that means. We know who that affects. Our children, Black children, who are suspended disproportionately more than any other child in the school, any other race, who are introduced to the juvenile justice system. In the documentary, Judge Calloway revealed that there were 59 elementary students at one time who were being arrested, put in handcuffs, and charged. And I want to tell you guys something. This is still happening. This is no matter what people tell you. There's a parent by the name of Shanka Dukare last year called me because her son was beatboxing on the desk. Like, well, you know how kids do. They're beatboxing, right? So if they ain't learning nothing, what they doing? He's beatboxing. And he's very, very creative, very gifted. And he loves to play the drums. And so he was beatboxing, making a beat. He was creating beats in his head. And y'all know, Larry, when you beatbox, a little spit come out your mouth. I mean, we beatbox, we spit. And all of the kids in the room, of course, made a big deal out of it. Oh, you spit. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, you spit. Oh, he spit. And this is a child that was born less than a pound. He's smaller than everybody in the class. He's got his little glasses, cute as he can be. When the kids started to do that, we can all imagine how that made him feel in that classroom. Like everybody was laughing at him and game. He's like, I'm not spitting. I'm beatboxing. I'm not spitting. I'm not spitting. So then the teacher joins in. You were spitting. And he's like, no, ma'am, I'm not spitting. I'm beatboxing. I wasn't spitting. And everybody's, you're spitting. So he gets angry and he throws everything off of his desk. Like we all would. Like we all do if we're accused of something that we're not doing. He was sent to the office and met a Metro police officer in the 4th grade. Instead of somebody asking more questions and pulling him to the side and handling him. Because he had an emotional trigger. He didn't hurt anybody. He wasn't a threat. But this is an example of what's happening in our classrooms. And it criminalizes our children. And so I wanted to bring that up to kind of tie in what Torvis was saying. But Larry, what are you hearing from the community after they watch Disrupt and Dismantle?
Well, it seems that a lot of people are taking notice, and they want to become more involved, because anytime something look cool, in most cases, people want to be a part of the cool. So which is a good thing. And we want everybody to get on board with this movement, with these various organizations that's out here. And people try to pit us against one another, but at the same time, we all got a part to play, and we ain't got to be on the same team, but we can still be part of the league. We can all be part of the NBA, or we can be part of the NFL. Or whatever the case may be, but we all got a part to play in this, and I just want to address that, because that's what's hurting the children more than anything, is our division and our disunity, because we got to come together. We got to come together, and once we come together, they ain't gonna be able to play them games with us. They ain't gonna be able to take our children and do what they want to do with them. Just the story you just gave with that child. Gideon's army, we over at McKissick. But when they take the child from the class to the principal office, then the principal, he bring them to us. And then when he bring them to us, we sit down, we talk to him, we hold circles, we find out what's really going on. What's the undercurrent? Why you so angry? And then we'll work the child through that right there. But again, will they let us get in more schools? It's not happening, but it's needed. Because these children look up to somebody in their community. They look up to somebody. And we got to stop stigmatizing people who are convicted felons, or people that have had some type of brush with the law, because these people are looked up to in a community. Mm-hmm. And most time we want to bring somebody in a 3-piece suit, to these communities. But on time, people see, and in these communities, see somebody in a 3-piece suit, it's in the courtroom or at the funeral. So we need to have more investments in our communities. And that's why, I respect Rashida so much, because she investing in the community. She investing in the people. And that's what we need. And, a lot of people are waking up, with the program, and a lot of people taking pride. They taking pride in the work that we doing. Yes. And that's a great thing.
Yes. And to your point, Larry, it's like, why are we wasting so much time passing laws to put children out of classrooms, and we're not even putting people in front of them that can connect to them? This wasn't a child with a behavior problem. This is a child that was embarrassed and should have been protected, and should have been nurtured, and should have been comforted. But he was sent to the police officer and was scared. Then his mama didn't even know a police officer was in the school. This is a school in Antioch, an elementary school. So this is still, but I'm saying it to say, you're right. We need people that are going to help our children with their social emotional health, but we need trained educators who are not putting our kids out of classroom. If they're not in the classroom, they're not learning. So my thing is, then you shouldn't get no funding for somebody you're not teaching. Like if my child is going to be outside in the hallway, that means you don't get no FTEs for that day. So Laker, what have you been hearing since the documentary?
Yeah. So to Torvis's point, I think there was a lot of shock. So I first learned about the Brookings Institute study in 2018, and I was, 37208. I live in 37208. So the fact that this is the highest incarceration rate in the nation, to me, it just spoke to how over-policed that community is, because there's no way that should be the case. And it reminds me of something Soledad said about, if you're a builder, you walk around a building and you see a bunch of nails, so you're like hammering in those nails. And I feel like when you over police communities, when you have police everywhere where they're just finding stuff, we know that Black people are not committing crime anywhere near as much as other communities. The problem is the police is there to basically pull Black people and create this cycle of putting them through the criminal system. And this is why now we're in the situation that we're in. And so I think it's, I think the other piece that I thought about when you were speaking, Sonia, about this, the Children's Discipline Act, is laws are constantly being made to make children think, and our communities and our families think that they're the problem.
Come on now.
Problem with that, because they're not the problem. It's actually the system, it's schools, and it's the adults that are leading schools or implementing the instruction in the classroom. That's where the problem lies. So for example, for this act, let's hold the teachers accountable. Where's your classroom management skills that equip you to be able to effectively manage and support all of the learners in your classroom? Where is that accountability? Where is our Families Act that says, why can't you manage and support and inspire the children in the classroom? What's happening as to why they're acting out? What are they seeing in you? What lack of love, what lack of care, what lack of nurturance are you putting out there where they don't feel loved in your classroom? They don't feel invested in instruction. They're not excited to be there. Children have such joy for learning innately. I have a 2-year-old, and I mean, when she learns something new, like you can see that she's so excited. Like, children have that innately. It is a system that takes that out of them. It is a system that criminalizes them. The story that you just told about that child who's like excited to have movement and beat and rhythm, how exciting could instruction be for him, and how tuned in could he be if a teacher knew those interests about him and used that to channel it into instruction, to make instruction engaging and fun? So the problem is the system. The problem is the schools. Like, they're, you know, when I say the system and the schools are failing, I'm not talking about the children or the families.
That's right.
They're the ones that are coming and showing up in their full brilliance. It's the system that's taking that and extracting that from them through the low expectations, through making it seem like they're the people to blame. And I think we really need to hold our systems, our schools, our leaders accountable. Hold us accountable. And I speak, when I say that, I speak for Purpose Prep too. Our parents hold us accountable. You're sending your child to Purpose Prep because you want results. We are going to deliver on those results. We are going to make sure that every child who is enrolled at Purpose Prep receives a great education. And that's our job, and that's our duty. So whether the child is what you would consider well-behaved or not, they are still capable of learning, and we're going to do whatever it takes to learn about that child, to inspire that child, and to make sure that they reach their full potential. And that's our responsibility. So it is never acceptable for a teacher to decide to opt out on a child. If you're able to, by law, opt out of a child, well, then you need to opt out of this profession, because this isn't for you. If you can't serve all children and serve them well, then this isn't for you. And we have to start to be non-negotiable about putting people in positions that are going to advocate and uplift and hold up our communities and support them, versus constantly failing them, which is what our system continues to do.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Like, by empowering, you know, our school officials to label our children as disruptive or bad children or problem children or out of control, we fuel the school to prison pipeline. And what's scary is the reasoning behind this legislation is that teachers are saying that they cannot, teach their classes, or they're leaving the system because, of disruptive students. Now, I worked in the penitentiary. I worked in Riverbend maximum security prison. I worked on death row. Okay? You can't tell me I can't control a classroom of children. I've been around some bad stuff, some good people too, who have done some bad stuff. And I've been around some bad people who have done some horrendous stuff. So you can't tell me. I had a teacher to call me last year crying about kids in the classroom. And I said, ma'am, I can't empathize with you. I don't work in the prison system. And that doesn't happen. And you're right. People, and it's not about hollering at kids. It's not about, making them feel like they're in institutions when they're in school. It's about building relationships with children. John and I went into Maplewood last year. We call it Freedom Friday. Them kids was running around. Principal wasn't at school. Kids wasn't going to class. And you know what I told the kids? Hey, baby, my name is Miss Sonia. I'm with Nashville Propel. I need you to go to class. And one of the little girls said, they don't even start on time in my class. And I had to explain to her, but you model being on time. Yes, adults don't do what they're supposed to do. Do you know they went to class? They went to class. It's about relationship. It's about relationship. And so let's I want to talk about this bill a little bit more because it's past the House. So we got a problem here, guys, where people are legalizing, criminalizing our children. How do you handle life when your state legislators are passing laws to undermine the work that we're doing here? To me, this undermines what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep them away from the school to prison pipeline. And we've got folk that are passing laws. You know, there were laws once upon a time where you couldn't vote. There were laws where you couldn't drink out of water fountains and you couldn't sit in the front of the bus. Are we going backwards, guys? Let's talk about that.
My question is, who is coming up with this mess? You sit back and think of ways to harm a child is what you're doing. So what about the fact that the teachers are not taught to teach kids how to read? Let's make a law and pass a law about that, or pass a law on diversity, because these teachers that don't have the diversity. I remember a child that one of my friends, his dad had aneurysm, and the little boy pretty much just taking care of himself, and he was not allowed to play football. This boy was on track to get a scholarship to University of Miami for track, but he ended up not playing sports anymore because they wouldn't let him play sports because he broke line in the lunch line. He broke line in the lunch line. Did you ever think to check on this child to see if he was hungry, that he needed something? It's time to start checking on these kids and stop just coming in and expecting everybody once again to be in the same box. You try to teach them in the same box, want everybody to train the same, want everybody to act the same. It's not about that. And these bills and laws and stuff they're making now are just trying to rapidly send our kids straight from schoolyard to prison yard, even after the fact that this has been highlighted in national news, and they come right behind it. This is their response to it.
Yeah, and you know what? I want to clarify something. This is not just about teachers. We have some great educators. I want to be clear. Let me be clear. This is a system failure. This is not about a one person or one entity. This is about systemic racism. It's about systemic failure and so many other things. This is about supremacy. Let's take it there. And our children are dying. Our children, like you said, Torvis, first of all, our children are not even being taught how to read. And so if you can't read and you go to a classroom, you don't understand what's going on. And like we said it, they have an innate sense of survival. They are going to do what comes easy. That's how, people say, well, how are these children in trouble and where are their parents? And so they assume that they have bad parents. And a lot of kids are struggling, right? Their families are struggling because their parents have been a part of this whole vicious cycle too. So let's talk about that too. But if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, every person born needs self-actualization. We want to learn. We want to be somebody. We want to do great things. We have dreams. But when you don't teach a child how to read, and then they can't learn, then they'll drop out of school, or they'll start displaying behavior problems to get put out of the classroom. They'll start saying, I don't know, to everything, on top of whatever they may have going on in their personal lives that we don't even see. And so there's just so much packed into this whole situation. And for people to take the focus off of children and pass laws that penalize them, it's absurd. It's unheard of. And so our next segment, what do we do about it, guys? You know, the more we do, right? We're all out here, we're working. The more there are other people trying to either undo or undermine everything that we're doing. And so what has to happen? What are some of the solutions to this?
I would say this, we shouldn't be surprised of what kind of bills come from downtown or up there on the Capitol. You know, people celebrate that they're gonna remove the Nathan Bedford Forrest bust, but you got a Nathan Bedford Forrest mindset that's I'm talking about oversaturated down there at the Capitol. So, you know, it starts with knowing what we're dealing with. So then when we know what we're dealing with, we know we're dealing with a white supremacist system, and most of them, you know what I'm saying, downtown, that's enacting passing these laws. Now we need to have our teachers, the good teachers, the ones, you know what I'm saying, we need them to stand up. We need them to have, like I say, civil disobedience. The same way that when Obama passed, you know what I'm saying, most of the laws that he passed, you know what I'm saying, we had a whole lot of judges, they refused to even deal with it because of how they felt about him. Now we need teachers to be like, no, we're not even finna enact this law, or we not finna follow this law. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna fall on the sword. The teacher need to fall on the sword and be like, no, I'm not finna, know what I'm saying, play no part of this right here. And then from there, you know, it may lead to some type of movement, or people wanting to get more involved to put a spotlight on what's really going on. But it's gonna take the people, because we know what they passing downtown. Ain't nothing they passing down that is beneficial to black people. Nothing. Everything that they passing is to push us back, because they feel like we are getting too many. You know what I'm saying? They feel like we are we doing good. You know what I'm saying? And in most cases, you know, they, with the Black Lives Matter and everything that done transpired over these years, they mad. So that's why they pushing these laws and things of that nature. So we just need more of our citizens and more of our people to be like, no, we refuse. We refuse to follow that law and stand on it. Then that's why vote need judges in. We need judges who gonna refuse, you know what I'm saying, to carry out the law. And so on and so forth. But we're gonna need leaders. We're gonna need real leaders. Whatever they pass down there, refuse to follow. Whatever they pass, we refuse to follow. That's the only thing I see.
Amen, my brother.
We need to return this. We need to find a way to return the sender. That's what we need to do. Return it to the sender.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. We need to, I see good trouble in the comments. Absolutely. Like, in honor of our ancestors, John Lewis, our, you know, freedom fighters, Kwame Lillard, like the legacy of resistance when laws that do not serve our community well. And we know that they're constantly trying to undermine our communities. So we need to not only resist, but we need to take over certain spaces that belong to us. I think about our schools. We need to take over our schools, take back our schools, because they need to be sacred spaces that protect our children. And right now they're not, which is why policemen are in schools and children are getting suspended, getting kicked out of classrooms, and there's just no accountability. We need to put in individuals who are supporting our children, whether those are the teachers, put in like the right teachers into schools, put in the right community activists and citizens that are going to support and uphold our children. And I think about, to your point, Larry, when we had the opportunity to showcase youth for Black History Month, our children were so excited to learn about you and others in the community. Like when you did that video for them, that's all they were talking about. They're so excited. Some of them, have seen you around. So I think like elevating individuals who are already doing the powerful work, putting them into our schools, putting them into the different systems where we belong. The reality is there is no reason why our schools serve the North Nashville community and we're not holding the people who are leading those schools accountable for serving those children well. So we need to take over those schools, and whatever that type is, district, charter, whatever that is, if those schools are not sacred spaces for our children, then we need to infiltrate it, essentially. We need to go in and we need to hold the leadership accountable. We need to hold the teachers accountable. Do we have the right teachers? I agree. There are some amazing teachers. The problem is they're caught up in a system with teachers who also have given up, teachers who also don't care. And so now, children, even within the same school, have a very disoriented experience because maybe one year you got a really great teacher who cared and really worked hard to support your success. And then the next year you got a totally different teacher. And the lack of accountability across the school is causing children to have a really disjointed experience. And so I believe we need to resist, and I believe we need to take over our schools so that they represent the best of what is possible for the children that we serve.
Right. So that's what that sounds like, is igniting the movement. And that's what we're here to do. So I want to shout out some of my parents real quick. I see Victoria, and I see Marnisha, and I see Kimberly, and Jada Williamson. I see Victoria. I can't see everybody. See you, Candace and Kimberly. I want to shout out a few of our parents. I see you, Rhea Groves and Christine Fox. Just wanted to take the time to shout out our people, y'all, because that's what we're doing. We're igniting the movement. We are igniting the movement. And this is what we know about this legislation. It will continue to like force students with like special needs, students of color, and students who are coping with like trauma. Because a lot of our kids are struggling with trauma. It'll force those students to be exposed to like unfair suspensions, expulsions, and disciplinary circumstances that will only harm them further. I don't see how this bill helps in any way. There was a legislature that asked me the other day when I was kind of pushing back about it, did it make me feel better that the teacher would have to have certain type of like certification to be able to, actually implement this? And I said no, because what I know about racism, it does not have certifications and it does not have degrees. So no, it doesn't make me feel better. No, it doesn't make me feel better when someone has that type of power. I think one of the things they're going to do is they escalate to the parents. They call a parent-teacher conference. And my thing is, aren't you already doing that? Aren't you already doing that? So why make it into a law? Why does it have to be a bill at the state when you're already calling parents? You're already putting them out of the classroom without calling the parents. You're already getting parent-teacher conferences about behavior. You're already suspending children. You're already expelling children and sending them to alternative school. My question is, why was this a bill when there could have been a bill about programs that will help our children, that will fund the organizations that are right here on this platform to help those children? Where's that bill? Where's that money? Where are those certifications? Where's the investment in that? That's what we want to know.
I feel the same way. You're taking all this time to create bills and laws to affect our kids, but you're not. You could take that time and come up with vocational, something that's going to help the child, something to keep them focused on something they're interested in. You're making it fun for them. You know, like I say, every child's not going to go to college, but this child might want to work on cars. Okay, let's steer him towards this. Let's keep him occupied in school, where you, instead of trying to put them out of school, everything they're doing, do you want them in school or not? Everything you're trying to do is get kids out of school. Do you want them or not?
Yeah, it's just crazy. Y'all, it's almost time for us to wrap up. This has been great, been a great conversation. First of all, I want to invite you back because we got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about, but I just want to give everybody a few minutes to close out. Before we do that, I do want to tie this into something. Lagra mentioned last night that Purpose Prep went before the school board to ask for seats for the 5th grade. This is part of why we went there. Okay. So that Lagra can continue this great work, so those children can continue the momentum, so that we can block the school to prison pipeline. What is happening is the district is moving 5th grade back to elementary school, which is cool. That's fine. I don't really have a problem with that. The problem is that a lot of these families elected not to go to some of their neighborhood schools in the first place. And so now they have no other choice but to still go back to those schools that the district itself says is underfunded. It has disciplinary problems. It does not have a plan to increase academic achievement. And so you're taking children who have had high quality standards, expectations, and have worked hard, and punishing them and impeding their progress. And so we need everyone under the sound of our voices to send emails to Dr. Gentry and to the school board, asking them to allow Purpose Prep to have 5th grade next year, so those children can stay in the environment. And I ain't talking about just any environment. I'm talking about an environment where these children are in a reward school. These are Larry, these children are in 37208, that you know where they would be, in the streets and struggling and not doing well. And she's got them reading. So she's impeding the work that you're doing, they're impeding the work that you're doing and we're doing to keep them out of the school to prison pipeline and sending them back. And so we need everybody to send an email, because this is punishing children. This is about children. This is about their lives. These are about the decisions that their families are making to change the legacy of their family. So I wanted to give you guys a minute to close out, 30 seconds to say something in closing. And thank you so much.
Thanks for that. Yes, please support our process. All of the local neighborhood schools are adding 5th grade in the Pro-Cone cluster, and Purpose Prep wasn't considered in that decision. And so we want our children to have that same opportunity. Our families have decided to send their child to Purpose Prep for kindergarten through 4th grade. It would not make sense for them to go to a district school just for 5th grade. So keep them at Purpose Prep so they can continue to learn and grow. So thank you for your support. Just thank you for having us here. Again, so in admiration of the people who are doing this work, the really, really good work, the hard work, being in the trenches and fighting and advocating for our families and our communities. And so I have so much admiration for you all. Torvis, Larry, Sonia, John, all of the parents, and Rhea, you're just such a huge parent advocate. I appreciate you and just your support of me and Purpose Prep so much, and just all of the families. Let's just continue to work together to fight for and resist and stand up and liberate ultimately our communities. We're so deserving of so much, and we have so much potential and power and glory. We're a beautiful people, and I just want us to shine brightly against these systems and over these systems to overcome. So may we continue this work. The work continues, and in solidarity, here we come.
Thank you. Larry, I want you to say a few words.
Yes. Again, to the people out there that's listening and viewing, get behind the people out here that do care. Get behind the people that care, because, you know, our people going through a whole lot out here, and they dealing with a whole lot. But when you got those that's out here that do care and they out here in the fight, get behind them and support them, because we need you. Help Purpose Prep get their 5th grade classes. Help Gideon's Army get in more schools. Help Propel do the things that they do to help the students and help our community out here. We need y'all to get behind us, because we can't do it by ourselves. We need the community behind us, and with the community behind us, it ain't nothing we can't do. So again, please support everybody who out here is trying to make an impact, and the people that do care.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thanks again to all our guests. So I wanted to announce something that's coming up big. So on March the 27th, we will end Reading Awareness or Literacy Awareness Month with our annual Parent Summit. And John, if you can go down a little bit. And so our Parent Summit is coming up March the 27th. It's called Get Your Priorities Straight. And so the registration link is right here on our website. And John, if you want to click it, parent registration, where you can go and you can register for the event. It will be virtual. It is going to be a powerhouse. We will have our Get Your Priorities Straight summit. The theme is the right to be taught how to read. We have none other Lagra Newman from Purpose Prep. We have Dr. Sonia Santelises from the Baltimore School District. She is the CEO of Baltimore School District. You will have myself. You will have Visha and other advocates. It will be also followed by a panel. It is Saturday, March the 27th at 11 a.m. You do not, let me tell you something. You do not want to miss this. If you are a literacy advocate, if you are a dyslexia advocate, if you are a parent that realizes that we have a critical issue, our children are not reading on grade level, y'all. They're not reading. I'm a struggling reader. Yeah, I said it. It has nothing to do with IQ. I have a high IQ, but I was a part of the system also. I grew up here and I went to school here and I was pastoral school. And yes, I can read words on a page, but I have issues with comprehension. And so I boldly stand up. And I sat here. We got a problem. I've watched plenty of my friends go to prison only because they couldn't read and didn't get to prison. Learn how to read, write books, read law books. All of those things that they should have been taught how to do in school, and they never would have ended up there. And so you don't want to miss this. We need for you guys to register your friends, your families. Larry, Lagra, hope you guys help us get people registered, because we need to talk about this a little bit more. We need to get down to the root cause of a lot of this, and then we need to demand some solutions. We can't keep doing the same old thing and think we're going to get a different result. So March 27th at 11 a.m. Make sure you guys start to register. Registration goes live right now as I speak. First 5 registrants will get a swag gift, and I'll up the ante next week. But the first 5 people under the sign of my voice, you're going to get, you know what? I'm going to go, Torbis. Should I go more than 5? How many should I go, Torbis?
I would go the first. What's this? What's today? The 11th. I would go the first 15.
Now I'm gonna go up. The first 50.
First 50.
The first 50 that register by midnight tomorrow. Now you know what? The first 100 that register by midnight tomorrow, you getting a swag gift, and it's gonna be nice. The first toy, it's the first. You know, I'm big involved like that.
Right.
The first 100 that register by midnight tomorrow, you will receive a swag gift. So pass it on. Rhea, I see you on here. How many people?
Rhea, Marnisha.
Yep. Y'all going on there and register. Candace, y'all going on there and register. The first 100 people that register by midnight tomorrow will receive a swag gift. All right, y'all. Thank you. Make sure you log on to our webpage, NashvillePropel.org. Follow us on Twitter at Nashville Propel. Follow us on our Facebook at Nashville Propel and our Instagram. Love you guys. Thank you, Larry. Look forward. Let me know what we can do, how we can work together. Let's set up some lunch or something. Taurus, you know I love you. You guys have a wonderful and blessed day. The movement continues.
That's right. Thank you, Sonny. Y'all have a great day and appreciate you.
Okay. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.